What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be checking out the video from last night. It's another Tekken Talk Season 2 and Anna special. All I know about this thing, I woke up this morning and I saw videos going up about community backlash and everybody seems upset. Harada had this big long paragraph on Twitter this morning talking about passing the buck to the younger generation, and I guess it all stems from this. So I'm going to watch this now. I'm going to chop it up for you so we get to the only important parts and you can just watch this instead of watching the whole 2.5 hour thing like I'm about to do. And yeah, let's get into it.
Hi, Tekken Talk Live Season 2 Anna Special.
Harada looking kind of feminine.
Welcome everyone to the Season 2 and Anna Special. We have all the faces you're used to normally.
Hi, Tekken Project の Nerf Harada です。よろしくお願いします。
And Nerf Harada is here with us today.
おっさんばっかりなのもちょっとどうなのかなって。
So Harada, you look a bit different today. Harada saying, well, you know, it's just a bunch of old guys on the screen all the time, so I thought I'd change it up. So we're going to start off, just slowly work ourselves into the broadcast with some products and some announcements there.
はい、今日も盛りだくさんでいきますが、まずはじゃあスライドの方
We're probably going to skip this part. Tekken the board game? I'm in there.
ボードゲームが発売
I'm
さ
in
れ
there.
ます。
I don't know what it's about, how it works. I'm in
There's
there.
going to be a board game actually for Tekken from Go On
I'm not even
Board.
going to take it out the box.
詳細これマイケルから紹介をお願いします。
So the task is given to me to explain a little bit about this. So this is a brand new board game coming up with iconic challengers. You get these little figures that come with the game as well to represent your favorite characters. Also, some of the mechanics from Tekken, such as Rage Art, Heat, these kind of things, combos, have been actually incorporated into the system.
I cannot wait to rage art someone in a Tekken board game just to say that I did it. I'm petty like that. You're buying it too. Don't act like you're not.
Attacks and things like these. Each of the characters have their own unique attacks as well. Plus, there's some new twists that the board game people added to it. I think it looks quite interesting, and so hopefully you'll check it out. And
If there's a draw, you got to fist the cuffs your opponent, and whoever wins the fight wins the match. That's how you do it.
I believe if you follow the site, it's actually kind of like crowdfunding to get this started. And if you follow them, then you actually get a free gift, which we'll see in the next slide. So yeah, it's actually quite cool. It's the Angel Jin version. Sorry if you haven't played through the story mode yet.
Spoilers.
Very cool character from our game that you can get for free if you follow them. So please check out their homepage.
I want it. I want all the things.
はい。
Atelier Yumiya, the collaboration. We've already announced this on social media, but for those who haven't seen it yet.
現在発売中の
Alright, last Tekken Talk, they did this too. They announced a collab with another game I never heard of. Why are we collabing with games I've never heard of? Where are these games? What is that?
ユミヤのアトリエシリーズの最
So their latest installment is currently on sale, and we have a collaboration with them. They have their collaboration items in their game, and then for us on our side, we'll have ours coming out during Season 2 at a later date. We have some video that shows off what they're doing in their game with the Tekken IP. So let's check it out.
Yeah, video. Good. Here we go. Show me the game. Alright, I don't know what it is, but that's kind of hilarious.
ということで、
Oh, cool. Yeah, now I know what it is. I definitely want to play that. Looks cool.
見覚えがありました。はい、見覚えのあるパロディ。
Harada changed too. Look. He's not a lady anymore.
なるほど。
美少女化の能力を使ってるんだ。
He said being turned into a bishojo only lasts for a very short period for him. So
そうですね。
this has also been announced already, but Tekken returns to the Esports World Cup being held in Riyadh again for 2025.
みんないい顔してます。すごい。
That was a pretty cool event. Pretty controversial event, but it was pretty cool. It wound up being nice.
そうですね。
More details on the qualifiers, prize pool, those kind of things that everyone wants to know will be coming soon. So please stay tuned to our socials for that. Tekken World Tour 2025. Registration for the tour and the dojo applications will be starting on April 15th.
Okay.
Hi.
That's cool.
なんですけど、
Oh, look, they changed it. Tour registration is possible regardless of country, of residence, or nationality. I forget what it was, but something happened last year where they let the dude compete and everything, and he made it to the finals, and then they told him, nope. They kicked him out of the event, and it was a whole big thing. So I guess they retconned that for this year. So that's a win. W.
Anyone, regardless of where they live or their nationality, can join the tour this year. Also, dojo events can be held in any country. So, we realized a lot of things happened regarding this for last year, and the announcement of this comes quite late. We apologize, but, it took a lot for Yasuda Esports to get this to happen. So we apologize for being late, but we can now fully say Tekken World Tour, right?
There was a lot of comments, how are you calling it a world tour when there's all these countries and stuff that aren't a part of it? That's not a world tour. So the first true Tekken World Tour 2025.
That said, there's some things that are just completely out of our control. So regarding prize money and participation in the finals, there will be some restrictions on countries, etc. That's just something that's out of our hands in many instances. So please check the rules. We'll be updating that.
Okay, so that sounds like you can compete, but sometimes we can't pay you out. Is that like that's kind of what I'm taking away from that? I don't know. We'll look into that some more later.
For fine details, as it's quite important. This is because the World Tour is not being run in Japan, but from our Western and, being Europe and North American counterparts. Even that said, even Japan has some countries that you can't send money to because of the policies of those countries. So that's not even up to us, right? So
can't argue with that.
Keep that in mind. And but that said, Yasuda had to jump through a lot of hurdles to even get the participation allowed for all these different countries. So it is a step forward, and we hope that you'll keep that in mind.
I wonder if you could like circumvent that by giving them prizes instead. Like, all right, we can't pay you out, but if you're like from one of these countries and you win, like we'll give you a PlayStation 5 or like, something like that, something to kind of equal it out.
And so just to brush up on some of the details for Tekken World Tour 2025 Road to the Finals, will kick off with Evo Japan in May and wrap it up in November with Tiger Uppercut. Currently, we plan to have the Tekken World Tour Finals in early 2026. In May, these are the events that are coming up for the Tekken World Tour.
Wow. A lot of events in May. This is great. This is awesome. They needed to have some rules for coaching. I personally find it a little annoying. I don't like watching it. I think it's weird for like the other player that's not being coached to just kind of sit there. It's a momentum killer. I'm not big on it. I don't think it should exist, but at least they're regulating it a little, and that's a good step.
So just to touch on some major changes for the World Tour this year, there's been a few changes. First off with coaching, which a lot of people, it is a hot topic. Also regarding the brackets, all top 4 matches will be best of 5.
It's a good change. I like it.
Obviously we would love to have top 8 all be best of 5. But we're making a lot of changes to the game in season 2, so we have to really take a look at how long the matches are going to play out after these changes have been implemented. Not just that, but many people who are holding dojos worldwide have restrictions on time, location, etc. So it would increase the hurdle for them in some cases. So
yeah, exactly.
We thought this is a good start. That said, we'll continue to monitor the situation. Season 2 coming up before you can believe it. Actually, next week.
Yeah, next week. That's wild.
So we have 4 points on the screen here, you might notice, but we'll be mainly talking about the first 2 today. The additional character and, of course, and the large-scale battle balance adjustments that we've been making. For people who might have missed it, we talked about ranked match changes in the last broadcast last month, so please check out that archive if you haven't seen it and want to know more.
Don't check out that archive. Check out mine. I made a video for that too. I cut down 2.5 hours to about 32 minutes. The video will be at the end of this video for Watch Next, and I'll also put the link in the description.
Since everyone's waiting for this Anna Williams, take note of the dates, being the 3rd or the 4th, depending on your region, for the official release. And those of you who have early access from the past, we'll get that on the 31st of March or April 1st, depending on where you live. Let's check out Nakatsu playing the game build itself. He's going to show us some stuff today.
Uh-oh.
メインメニューも
Why you looking at me like that, Anna? Stop it.
Changing to
I'm married.
reflect
Stop
the
it.
latest
Fall
character
back.
at that point.
はいでは
Them bedroom eyes.
早速
You better chill and go to
やってい
sleep.
きましょう
Let's start off in practice.
はいアンナですけども、まあ一応衣装はこの4種類が用意されてます
You can see the 4 different costumes for Anna.
で鉄拳7の衣装についてある、まあ、この髪型ですけど
I
も
knew he was gonna pick that. In my heart, I knew he was gonna pick that.
テレビの画面、キャラ
The hairstyle to that of Tekken 7, you can do so as well. So
はい一応今回は新しい方でいきます
For everyone who was crying about her new hairstyle, there you go. They fixed it right away for
だけ
you.
ど今見て
So there are 3 key pillars to the concept of Anna as a character. First being close-up speed. Second being various different 50-50 mix-up situations.
And projectiles.
And then also the third being her weapon, which changes into different forms. Lovely Tom. And she has some powerful attacks with these.
はいまあ、こんな感じで、まあ、小技も速い小技持ってたり
So speedy kind of pokes and jabs. And the mix-ups are what you've probably seen before with Tekken 7. Anna's a character with good choices from the mix-ups.
時の攻撃が、まあ、今回のアンナの特徴みたいですね
And the heavy weapon, Lovely Tom.
That was half the.
changes
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
during
whoa,
fighting.
whoa. That was half the health bar. And hold on, we're going back to look at that. That was half the health bar.
まあ、今回のアンナの特徴みたいですね
And the heavy weapon, Lovely Tom. So you can see all the different techniques she has at her disposal.
Well, what different? All you need is to land that first combo twice and you
で
win.
すねまずはこのアパスト
So like Nina, she also has the uppercut with the straight punches with cross. So you could throw out a few of these quick moves and look for fish for counter hits. By holding forward during the uppercut cross, you can go into a different stance.
これがハンマーチャンスっていう構えですね
Okay,
It's called
that's cool.
Hammer Chance.
Hammer time?
こんな感じでいろんな技が出せます
And you can have other techniques available from the stance. And so she has some of these quick techniques at her disposal, but also some of the more powerful techniques using Lovely Tom to get the advantage on her opponent. And then other mid and low attacks to kind of mix up her opponents and open up defensive players.
あとはキャンセル
So you can use cancel some of these strings and go into stances, or she has a special unique mechanic that has like a debuff effect on her opponent. So the kind of drawback of Anna is that she doesn't have any really good low risks moves to throw out there. You have to kind of commit to one of the choices, and if you aren't reading your opponent correctly, then it's tough to give damage to them. So you'll need to crouch to start up some of these things, or start off from a sidestep position. So you really have to look at your opponent's tendencies and judge correctly. She doesn't have as many punishing techniques as other characters, or moves that can kind of change the tide of the battle compared to other characters.
はいじゃあアンナは使う
That's
上で
fine.
も
All she needs is that
簡単に
combo
4つ
two
ぐらい
times.
技を覚えておくと戦いやすくなる
So now we'll talk about some of the key techniques you'll want to start off with when you first pick up Anna. First off is forward right punch, which it's a homing attack actually, but it is a high attack. Though when your opponent blocks, it leaves you at a +4 frame advantage. So if your opponent is going for jabs, you can lock them up with this move and continue your attacks. If it does hit, you can. There's also follow-up attacks available. So for people who kind of catch on with that attack, there's some other options that she can use after that.
なんで上段を
So you can use the attack to kind of lock down your opponent, and then when they catch on and start trying to duck, you have this other option which ends in a heat engager. Also, another note is even if you do use this and your opponent blocks, there's no punish to that.
でまあ
Like her sister, you can go from the uppercut cross into that stance called the hammer chance, in which you have various attacks from that. For people who try to interrupt your combination, you can actually choose to follow up with that kick and fish for counter hits. I forgot what the English name is. It's called Mr. Steel in Japanese, but it's
Ichiarake.
So down back right kick,
まあ、これもハンマーチャンスに行けて展開を作れると
and you can use that to get into the hammer chance to then pressure opponent with those attacks. If you do catch them with a counter hit on this, there is a guaranteed follow-up with LP,
はい
left punch. From heat from season 2, obviously you can choose to follow your opponent and then go into a crouching stance, which gives you mix-up options. So those are the techniques you'll want to look out in neutral. For the mix-ups, Anna's got lots of them. First, you'll be looking at the uppercut cross, and then the down back right kick he was just talking about. For crouching, we've got while standing right punch.
しゃがみ前進中のコールドブレードですね。これが2択の中段と下段になります。
Which is starting from a crouching and then down forward and right punch, I believe it is a good mix-up from crouching. From a side step, you've got both punch buttons giving that mid option, and then あとなんだっけ右パンチだっけ
右パンチ横移動
right punch while sidestepping for that low option.
この下段ノーマルヒット
So on normal hit, it's basically zero, plus or minus 0. But if you can counter hit them with that, you'll have plus 14 frames.
はい
So if you want to play Anna effectively, you're going to be making a lot of use of these, from crouch.
Nice combo.
mix-ups. So it's pretty easy. You can do mostly jamming on RP, sometimes in the middle of that RP, LP, RP, to do 50 some damage. So for beginners, it's quite easy. So for hammer chance, you can go directly into the stance, being by inputting forward and left kick at the same time. From hammer chance, if you push left punch, you get that kind of fast activating move that's a heat engager on hit. Also, if you want to go for damage, transition to the stance and then doing RP, LP, RP gives you some nice damage there. Or there's both punches move in that stance. あれなんだっけ両方のどういうところだっけ
ガードさせて有利で削りダメージが取れる
You can use that option to get plus frames on block and also doing a little bit of chip damage there. There's also a left kick option from the hammer chance that's low attack.
これもしゃがみになったり
And you can also choose to go from crouching mix-ups from there because you can return to crouching. That said, it is minus 3 on normal hit, so you might want to look for counters to press your advantage. And that's the some of the mix-ups and some of her moves available from the hammer chance stance. There's another stance actually she has. If you go into hammer chance, do right punch, called pleasure time in Japanese. Sorry, I don't have the English.
Pleasure time, huh?
But you can notice she takes it out, the weapon out, lovely Tom, as a bazooka.
はい
You can choose to have a piercing ammo.
LP で
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that.
相手にデバフ効果を付与する弾が撃てます
Or with left punch, you can. It has a debuff effect on hit of your opponent. これガードでもデバフ。
そうです
A
ガー
debuff?
ドでも
Even on block. First time we've done this in Tekken, but you can see the effect was on the character, kind of a rough purple outline. And then if you look at the character icon on the top right of the screen, you'll also see this notifies of being in that debuff state.
はいでこの
What debuff? No
衰弱
debuff.
状態って
What's it
一
do?
体何なん
In that state, your opponent will take chip damage from any attack, not just the ones normally set to do that.
こんな感じで相手の体力見てほしいんですけど
Look at the life gauge on the top right.
アンナがヒートでもないのに削りダメージが入っていると
So Anna's not in the heat state, but you can see the recoverable gauge being
How long does it
used.
last? It lasted a while.
はい
If you're the opponent, how do you remedy that? So now when the opponent is in the debuff state,
アンナに攻撃をヒットさせるとデバフが解除されます
if the opponent attacks Anna,
こんな感じで
then the effect is removed.
Attacks or lands an attack?
当てなきゃいけないですね
So not on block, you have to actually hit her. What happens is when you have your opponent in the debuff state, you know that they're going to try to remove that state by doing quick attacks. If that's a low, then you can go into Chaos Judgment. If you think they're going to do a jab, then you have your other options that you would do from crouching, etc.
はい
And there's an option in practice to set this on the debuff state, so you can practice different setups. So this actual mechanic is something unique to Anna, so none of the other characters have it.
Thank God. Keep it that way.
はい次に
So one of the aspects of Anna when she's in the heat state is it's easier to inflict that debuff effect on your opponent.
これですねこの
So if you can touch your opponent with it, then you can apply that debuff effect to them.
はい
It's slow, but it's +4 on block, so you can continue your offense. Another is more powered up attacks using Lovely Tom, where the damage increases. So start off from not heat, so you can have a comparison.
前 LKRP って、スラッシュコマンドで出てる技ですね。これが普段ヒートじゃない時に出せる。
So for example, the slash kick with a left kick and then right punch following it, that's the normal attack for her.
これがヒートになると
And during heat,
打つ球の数が増えますと。
Oh,
the number
wow.
of shots increases.
でダメージちょっと見てほしいんですけど、かなりの
She gets big damage
You
fast.
can
I'll
see
give her
like her
that.
sister, her attacks from the firearm increase during the heat state.
はい
But when blocked, there's no opponent punishes or anything, so you're okay with that. Next up, we're going to look at mix-up options for mid.
しゃがんだ状態で 3LP ですねこれ。
So while crouching, then you put sang LP.
3LP、
So down forward, left punch.
普段はこれヒート発動技ですね。
It's normally a heat engager.
で、ヒート中になると、ヒートダッシュでこう追いかけて追撃ができるので、
So since it is a heat engager, during the heat state, you can choose to do the heat dash. 要はヒートのメカニクスを使ってヒートダッシュするということですね。
そうです。
So you can follow up your mid attacks to chase down your opponent. So you can hit them with low attacks, or then if they're just crouching, then you can choose to follow up with the mid.
中段のコンボも
It gets a little bit better with her mix-ups during the heat state.
はいこんな感じです。
Next, about the heat smash. So now he's just setting up the stage with a hard wall break to show off some things.
アンナのヒットスマッシュこちら、
So the heat smash is a 13 frame startup, and
発生13の中段攻撃でしゃがみステータスが出始めにあります。
with crouch status. It induces wall splat. So even if it's a hard wall break, she can break the wall with one hit.
So you catch the wall break and the debuff in one shot.
はい、シーズン2で一部のキャラが持っている構えから、
And since in season 2, characters can now perform the heat smash during their
ごめん
stances.
なさい僕間違えました。
あ
ハンマーチャンスからは出せて、
Anna can do the heat smash during the hammer
あと
chance.
カオスジャッジメント中も出せます。
And also during the Chaos Judgment.
ただし、
Chaos Judgment. Since it has that crouching status, obviously, when opponents trying to interrupt your string with a jab,
アパスト前でハンマーチャンスに行ってここでヒートスマッシュ打つとしゃがみステータスで相手のジャブを潜って当てることがで
you can go into the hammer chance from the uppercut straight, the cross straight into hammer chance, and then do the heat smash to go under the jab. So Anna's heat smash is quite useful. Also, the various different tools she has from crouching stance and that crouch status moves might give you some ideas of what to try when you pick up the character. So Hirata was just asking, she seems quite strong from what you've been talking about so far. What's her weaknesses?
Yeah.
And Nakatsu just mentioned that not many low risk pokes from the low attacks, and then also not a good variety of punishers that many characters have, and also not very suited to defensive players. So if that's your thing, this is not a character that suits your style, perhaps.
How are you gonna say she's not? Oh, okay, she's not suited for defensive players. Because I was gonna say she's suited against defensive players because you hit them with that debuff and then you just let them block and chip them away. So I'm not seeing too many glaring weaknesses on her right now. But
はい
That being said, I really don't know this character. I never really played Anna, so if you're watching this and you do play Anna, let me know what you thought of this. Like, are you feeling like she's stronger in Tekken 8? Are you excited for her? Do you think she's fair? Like, let me know your take on it in the comments.
けるにはこの横移動だったり
So that's an overview of Anna coming next week. 来週だね。
そうですね1週間後
Next
に
week.
あの
Oh, man.
使えるようになるんで、まあ、ちょっと
So hopefully that'll give you a few ideas to check out when you pick up the character next week. Like all the other characters, look into the move list for some
Damn.
tips as well.
毒状態と
はい
ヒートの傷かぶるかチェックしといた方がいいと思う。
そうですねちょっと自分もそれ見てきてなかったので、まあ、こんな感じで
システム上そうならないはずなんだ、
うん
なんかナップで見えた
なんか定山かかってたような気がするけどちょっと今
ちょっと
正確じゃないんで
ちょっ
使えなくて
と最後の
ごめんなさい
挑戦の時に見ようか。
はいという感じで、まあ、配信されたら
The mean hit.
いろいろ参考にしつつ遊んでください
Yep, so we hope that we've given you guys a few ideas for when she's released next week.
はい
Next part is going to be, we can't touch on everything because there's over 1,000 different things that have been changed for season 2.
1,000.
But Nakatsu's going to pick up some of the more interesting details to give you a glimpse of what's coming. So people are going to be talking about, give us the patch notes, etc. But as
Give us the patch
usual,
notes.
we release those when people can actually have their hands on the game and check them out. So
No.
Again, this time, please wait until the release.
No.
はい
We have detailed notes on why we made these changes with the patch notes. So we really prefer that people have that game in front of them. They have the patch notes. They have the comments of why we did these things. All as one set. We think that's the best way to do it. So it's just a little bit longer for the wait.
はい
まあいい雰囲気
It is only a week in fairness, but I want it now. I still want it
あ
now.
ったかもしれないですけど、
Nakatsu just mentioned that we have a few things in general to mention, and then he's also brought a few characters with him today that had some of the biggest changes for Season 2, perhaps. So just to give a recap, if you didn't see the previous talk live, 3 main policies for Season 2 that we're focusing on. One being expand the strategic options of the heat system to allow people to have different options basically. Then also reevaluate the offensive and defensive balance of the heat system, mainly focusing on the kind of buffs we've made to the defensive side of it. And then also the various different things we changed, which is improved controls for more accessible gameplay experience.
I hate when fighting games say more accessible gameplay because they don't mean accessible in the terms of like, okay, you're colorblind, we put in a system for you. Okay, we made it to where we could use those, controllers for people with various disabilities and stuff. No, what they mean by accessible gameplay in a fighting game is easy. Easy to pick up, easy to... Eddie's a perfect example. One button does a combo that makes you look like you know what you're doing. I'm not big on that. So number 3, like I said in the last Tekken Talk, worries me from a fighting game perspective.
So we'll be touching on this more, but this is just to keep in mind. Starting off in practice, we're going to go into the details. So, and before that, we've actually made a few improvements to practice. So there is a new practice stage setting, the stage reset.
これ何かっていうとリスタートすると、まあ、コンボチャレンジだったりコマンド再生でおなじみのステージ
Make it a real stage we can fight on.
So this new stage is about 500 meters, which allows you to practice a variety of different combos, etc. In case you don't know, that's basically 4 times the size of the biggest stage we have so far. And if it's a pain in the butt to go into the options and change that, you can just push the touchpad and up on the directional buttons at the same time to directly access
タ
it.
ッチパッドと上でいい
Cool.
で
And then touchpad and left on directional button gives you a position right near the wall, etc.
はいあとはですね細かいんですけど
And so for your opponent's counterattacks, you can select from now standing guard, crouching guard, backdash, forward dash, sidestep, low parries.
されてます
So backdash, left and right, sidestep, and sidewalk, various different options.
Oh, lab
は
rats
い
are
な
gonna
ので
love
まあ有
this.
利を取ってから 3LP
So for example, you can try to get a frame advantage and then follow up with the left uppercut to see, and then use these different options to see how that plays out when your opponent does different actions. So now let's go into some of the battle adjustments. And to alleviate some of the 50-50 mix-ups that were a bit overbearing, we changed the spec of the key charge. So for those who've been with the series for a while, you know when you key charge before,
You get your hard
the first
counters.
hit would be attributed as a counter hit.
Yeah.
なので、カウンターで
What
調
did
べ
you-
たい
what did
時
you
に
do?
このカウンターヒットをオンにしてもらうと、今まで通り、カウンターで
So if you're someone like me who likes to do that to check out counter hit options, now you'll have to go into the menu itself and select counter hit from the property. And as you saw with what Nakatsu was just doing with that counter, with Hwang and some other characters, they had very strong options. Like with Hwang, you just saw it continued to hit on that first hit. So it was a very strong strategy to do a key charge when your opponent was down, as a Okizeme when they get up to hit them with stuff like this. But we didn't want it to have no positives to it, so the damage scaling was increased to 150 on that first hit after a key charge.
I'm confused. So wait, what are they saying? It doesn't counter anymore? It's not a hard counter. It just does more damage. Is that what he's trying to say? Like they're kind of like beating around the bush.
2ダメの性能変更になります。
And so that's the changes regarding key charge. And next up is adjustments to have your character face the proper direction. A lot of times during combos or aerial juggles, you would see the character kind of get off axis, and this is addressed to help that. Many of the attacks up until now, if you were just even slightly off axis, some of the other hits after that would whiff. With Jun, he was just showing an example of one of the combos that would whiff during partway through in season 1. But for season 2, it was adjusted so that the character kind of recalibrates. And you have you're more consistent with your aerial juggles.
Okay.
So now he's going to show kind of the same type of change, but with Lydia.
このライトみたいなのが当たってこのジャブがシーズン1はかなり使ってました。
So for that jab in season 1, that would often whiff.
なんでもうほぼジャブが安定して入って
But for season 2, it's pretty
Combo.
consistent because that kind of recalibration to center the character.
こういった、遊びやすさっていう意味での改
And this was done just to make the game more, user friendly.
横移動で
Accessible.
わざわざ相手の
And this is because we noticed a lot of people that did something really cool where they were properly evading their opponent's attacks, but then their follow-up combo with whiff partway through we felt was unfair, so we wanted to address that. Japanese comments, a lot of people were wondering about. There's certain combos where people would do this intentionally using that off-axis. Nakatsu was saying when you're like heavily off-axis, it doesn't change it that much. This is just, in slight instances.
も
So
う
if
万
you're
能ではないです。
heavily to the side, it's not like it's going to completely rearrange you to the front. But it is supposed to alleviate this a little bit. And so you'll notice on screen prompts for like clean hits or punish or these kind of things. And Nakatsu's brought footage of an actual match so you can get a good idea what it'll look like.
Round 1.
これバーサスモードの映像になります。こんな感じでカウンターだとカウンター表示が出るようになってますね。
You see the
走って
prompts
左
coming
端
up
はい。
according to the actions, right? You can still choose to turn this off if you want to. In addition to what Nakatsu's talking about, there's the version displayed above the timer. And so that's another thing that you can choose to turn off if you want to.
And I think that's accessible in a non-offensive way or aggressive way. I don't know how to put that, but it doesn't affect me. What that's cool for is, let's say where I'm Lars and I throw that knee, and sometimes the knee just hits you and you're new to the game. The knee hits you once. The second time the knee hits you and I do the choke move. Maybe you don't know why that happens. So when it pops, counter, oh, okay, so if he catches me with that while I'm swinging, it's going to do this. So that's like easy for new players to get, but it doesn't really affect us if we know what's going on. So that's like a good accessible option.
説の人にとってはかなり
Nakatsu is saying, he's been playing with this on for a while now and can tell that it makes it a bit easy to understand because at a glance you can tell if you counter hit and then choose for the appropriate follow-ups, or you'll know if you're doing more damage because of that. Also for streamers and people like that, or for commentators, it's more easy to understand what's going on to the game. And
yeah, exactly. The most important thing is it has no effect on gameplay. That's the accessible that I don't like. Accessible in that sense, where it's throwing up extra things and stuff to help people understand, and you can turn it off if you don't like it. Perfect example of a good accessibility option add.
So with the remaining time, which Nakatsu is trying to negotiate for more for the broadcast, he wants to show off some of the characters that changed the most. So let's jump straight into that.
Okay.
Let's start off with Azucena then. So we really want to give her some more options from Libertador. So that's one of the big changes for her. You might remember that technique from her. It was quite strong at one point. Now she can go into the Libertador when she finishes it. She has a new mid. It's a bit slow, but you get plus frames on block by pushing down and left kick, I believe.
しかもカウンターヒットすると
It's quite slow though, so hopefully you can interrupt her before that.
7です
Plus 4 on block, plus
That's cool.
7 on hit for that punch.
なのでこのしゃがんだ状態
So you can, from crouching, push down back, right kick to do that little spin kick into the stance. And that into that punch is kind of like a normal hit combo. So as you can see, she's got several new moves and designed with more options for coming out of the stance. There is one nerf, but this applies to all characters who had that,
こ
where
れが一番弱体化じゃない
反発にかしたと
you had the power crush and a heat engager in one move. All of those have been done away with, so this is now just a power crush. So a lot of hers were improvements and not many nerfs. So as an overall summary, she's been buffed a bit.
はいマイケルキャラグいきますかデビルジン
やりましょう。デビルジンはどうしてくれるのか。
渋いとこ
俺こっそりに
What they do to Devil
So
Jin?
I've been telling, no one saw from behind the scenes. I've been talking to Nakatsu to do something about Devil Jin. So, he was my main character throughout the series. So, obviously we didn't see him as much as in past installments. So he's seen a few new moves and improvements. So down forward, left punch, right punch is a natural combo with a mid option as well, so that your opponent isn't going to easily be able to duck. So it should be a bit easier to fight in close quarters. Also from his fly from forward left kick, he's got a high option, but it is unblockable with both punches.
マイケルさん大歓喜
So from his left right punch, left kick, I believe it is, you can use that as a basis for your attacks. Also, he's buffed a little bit in the heat state.
His laser beams an instant kill in heat.
とヒート状態で
There's a new option from his hell sweep as well,
これがな
and it goes to combo. Those are some of the points he's been improved, and we're going to speed it up to try to get to more characters.
まあ風間順いきましょうか
Jun Kazama, maybe?
Okay.
So up until now, it was tough for Jun to sometimes open up opponents. So now she has some improvements to address this during the heat state.
なってます
So you can see what was her heat smash previously is now just a move that she has access to during heat, which uses the heat timer instead. And there's a power-up icon, I guess you guys call it an install, right, next to the heat timer, which gives her access to a powerful technique.
What's the powerful technique?
There's
Well, it's
also
up to 12.
an extension to the forward, right, both punches
18,
by
23.
holding back. So you can put back to get there for an instant, and then go into Ryopan,
両パンチですね
both punches out of that stance to get frame advantage. For example, during Izumo, you can do the low kick to open up opponents.
まあこんな感じで
So it's a new mechanic. They're talking about that little icon
こ
where
の
she has
100 に
access
なる
to
と
three
こういう
different
状態に
techniques.
なって
Okay, it's gold now. What does it
マ
do?
ックス状態で下と両パンチ、まあ、これが強
Down in
化され
both
る
punches
と出雲中に、
or during Izumo.
出雲中だから、さっきの、
下段キック?
下段キック、
スマッシュ?
これも強化される。
So it's a separate mechanic from Heat though, like other characters.
Okay, it's a separate mechanic. What does it do? Tell us what it does. Nobody's answering the question.
神々しい感じになってます。
Basically, she just has these new additions to help her open up opponents. Let's go to Zafina. I think she's changed maybe the most out of many of the characters.
So we're just gonna breeze past, no explanation of what that icon actually does. They need someone who's better at explaining this stuff, because they're like giving the gist of things, and like they're halfway explaining it. Like, I don't know what that. Okay, it's cool. She got an icon. You could fill it up, and then what?
So her buffs for season 2, she's been quite reworked, and mainly these focus on the Azazel's power that she's able to concentrate and use in newer ways.
Uh-oh.
で後ろ両パンチ、これ
Sounds
非常にリーチ
dangerous.
が長く横にも強い技で、
Back and then both punches. Long reach.
はい。
Long range. You use your own life gauge, but you have to be careful. 前両パン
はい。
And then forward both punches is the range has been extended.
こちら横に強くない代わり、
In this move, the startup was increased from or decreased from 14 to 13, and used to be punishable on block, but not anymore. So you can use this against hop kicks if you're quick enough.
なるほど。3両キックってやるとこんな感じで次に入る。
So
Damn.
that's her power up that we were just looking at, that icon. During that, in Scarecrow, you do
両キック。
3 both kicks. Not 3, sorry. Down forward both kicks. And this attack is performed.
So that's what the icon does. It gives you an extra move you wouldn't have had without the icon.
使うと
Easy to explain.
いいですね。
And so it's good to keep your opponent out, get in a Scarecrow,
スラッシュガードさせた後とかに
and then hit with a low attack. In this powered up state, this particular move we just talked about gets stronger too. You have less negative frames on block, and you do a bit of chip damage. You can see in the powered up state, this power crush is no longer punishable when you're in the powered up state. So you have access to really cool Azazel's powers, but you do life damage to yourself.
I wouldn't call that damage light, but yeah.
もう
yeah.
何キャラい
Next,
けます
show me Lars.
2キャラぐらい。
Time for 2 more characters if we go quickly.
Do Lars.
キングとかいきます？
あ、確かにね、使ってる
Go to
Lars.
King since he's quite popular, right?
Who? What do you say?
間違えた。
You nah, yeah. Don't do Nina. Come on.
Steve, other
King.
people, whoever their character is, right?
Get ready for the next battle.
I don't want to see what King can do. I hope they nerf
キングは
them.
ですね
So you can see, first we'll start off with what's been weakened with him, which
Thank
is
God.
his stance here.
硬直が10フレーム伸びているのと攻撃を受け止めた時のダメージが
Recovery.
もともと 50% だったのが 100% ダメージを受けるようになってます。
And he used to only received 50 damage, 50% of the damage of the attack, or now he receives 100% of that damage.
はい。で、まあ代わりにですね。
This is a new attack that he has now: left kick, right punch, right punch.
はい。貯めることができて、ジャガースプリン
Oh,
ト
and it goes into that
You can
running
also
move.
hold, and then you can also go into Jaguar Sprint. If the second hit hits, then it is a normal combo, natural combo,
こんな感じで、まあ攻めにも使えますよと。
and you can use it up to follow up sequence of attacks. While standing right punch now lets you transition to the Jaguar Sprint.
後ろを入れとくと、まあ行かないっていう選択肢も取れます。
You can also hold back to not sprint. And you'll notice he changes color slightly after running a few steps. During that, and you have access to his normal moves from sprint, but they're powered up versions after you see that
無
effect.
料のアップデートっすよね。
もちろん無料です。
Also, during heat, regardless of how long you've ran, the power up will happen. And during heat only, the giant swing and shining
Like a
wizard
homing
will
effect.
be homing now. You can see the effect added. Also, throwing into the wall, you can follow up with the Jaguar Sprint.
Damn.
So basically, his throw game is improved. Jaguar Sprint, mini transitions, but that stance where you receive your opponent's attacks and then go into that stance has been weakened. Look at Jin's life gauge.
こういった感じで回復可能と投げを仕掛けた側が相手のガードを読み勝って投げを仕掛けているので、
なるほど。
回復可能体力でダメージが入る。
So it does a slight damage to your opponent even if they throw escape, but it's recoverable damage.
はい、これが
Okay.
シーズンキャラ
That's
クター
not just King, but all characters.
はい。
Let's do Yoshimitsu.
吉光使ってる人は少ないけど
Get ready for the next
人
battle.
気なんだな。
よ
Yoshimitsu was quite strong.
はい。
There's two major areas where he was nerfed.
一つが、用途を
Good.
使った
Yes, nerf him. Take his flash move away.
各種攻撃の
Less damage and less health recovered when using the sword. You might have had the image that just doing a combo gave Yoshi back so much health, and that's been
あ
adjusted.
と皆さん、
And longer recovery on the flash now.
はい、硬直が
Good.
5フレーム伸びたので、
Good. Yeah,
まあ
nerf him to the
反撃は
ground.
シーズン1よりしやすくなってます。
So it's easier for opponents to counter on a whiffed flash.
No.
He's had a few power-ups though. This new move, up forward left punch, now goes into flee.
はい、地雷場にヒット時いけるんで、
It launched on counter.
はい、カウンター
So both punches during flee now goes into combo. So, you know, obviously he has some cool new stuff, but some of the things that really stood out, like health recovery and blade, flash, were adjusted. This is really the
ファ
last
イナル
one.
ファイナルラストですか。
はい
We'll do Jin because he's had quite a bit of changes
あのさ
too.
投げ
ゴール
So
回復
the
可能なんで
throw escape damages recovery. So obviously you're not going to KO someone with that.
Next battle.
So Jin was quite strong, so a lot of his really useful pokes have been toned down a bit.
代表的な逆アンツあるけど、これマイナス9だったのがマイナス10になって
This was minus 9, is now minus 10.
で、
Wow.
ERP この下段、こ
Big
れの
changes.
カウンターがトルネードじゃなくなってます。コンボいけなくなりました。
So you can't go to a combo anymore on
で
this.
かい
Up forward RP is now minus 12. 12.
10
10. Sorry, 10. That said, he does have some cool new stuff from Zanshin and also
スラッ
from
シュ
his
キッ
step
ク
in.
から前
So after the slash, you can hold forward to go into Zanshin.
しゃがんだ状態で、この1、
The while crouching down forward right kick has a bit more reach now. And its startup is from, it was 24, now
あ
21.
と同じくこれも24
This
下
one
段
as
の使い
well
勝手が良くなりました。
was 24, now down to 21. So his lows are a bit better. Besides down 2.
追加されて
During heat, he has forward both punches.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Not this one, the flying one.
これですね。
The one where he kind of spins.
ここから
Oh, you know.
構えに行けるようになってます。
And then go into the stance.
されてまして、こんな感じで切り麦が起こせ
You
る
can。see during Zanshin, right punch goes into the strong tailspin now.
なので、はい
Pikachu no mi.
Yeah.
A lot of his useful pokes and convenient stuff was nerfed, but some of his powers from stances and things have made a little bit more fun.
総じて言うと
So he wasn't nerfed or buffed. He was
ナーフがあっても
balanced.
新しい
So although he's been nerfed, you can tell there's some fun new stuff to try out.
そうだね
So sorry we could only get to a few characters today, but 1 week later you're gonna have access to it yourself. So
Right.
we hope you're looking forward to it. One more topic.
One more
スライドの
topic.
方にはい
So going to the pass, which is going to be going on sale April 1st. But these are the contents we're looking at for the pass so far. For those of you who have access to the pass, that gives you 72 hours early access to these characters when they're released. So that's April 1st or the 31st of March in PDT.
はい
In the previous talk live, we did go through that these characters, when they're going to be released, summer, etc. And that also one of these characters is a brand new Tekken original character that we've never seen before.
I speculated based on a couple different reasons. If you want to know them, watch the video for that other Tekken Talk, that it's going to be Lars's mom. Don't ask me why. Watch the other video. It makes total sense, I promise.
っていうのをはいとかはい
And so we made some changes to this slide so that you can see what's coming with a higher degree of fidelity. One of the things that was interesting when we were asking people's opinion on this matter was, whether you like the traditional route we've taken or if you want to know all of them at the same time. Outside of that, the people who said that they would like to know at least whether it's a returning character or not was actually quite a lot. So we decided to try to add that aspect to the slide. Also, you notice the coloring of this might give you some hints as well.
If I had to guess, that 45th anniversary stage is going to be that Pac-Man type playroom stage we got before too.
パックマン45周年
And so you can see the stage is made pretty much public, right? So something based on the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man. It's not a rework of anything from the past. It's brand new. The soundtrack to it is actually pretty bomb.
What's wrong?
And then it also has some interesting stage gimmicks to it as well. So we hope you look forward to that.
はい、ないです。だから
Some people are saying it's Akuma because he would technically be returning, but that's not correct. It'd be kind of rude to the original licensor to call it a returning character, meaning RIP kind of. So it's not Akuma. It's one of ours.
I'm curious, who do you think these three characters are going to be? Let me know your guesses down in the comments and I'll check them out. But they said the colors are an indication, so the new challenger one won't really give us a hint, but those other two maybe.
Again, just to recap, Season 2, 6 DLCs, and the release is on April 1st, March 31st if you're in PDT. So it's been 2.5 hours, so we think it's a good time to end that now.
ありがとうございました。
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching.
See you.
First off, I don't see what was controversial really. There was nothing too big that made me go, oh my god, but I see people talking like, see you in Season 3, so I don't really know. Maybe I missed something. Stuff seems like there's some big changes, but nothing so insanely crazy that I'd be like, oh, I'm not playing this no more. So let me know if I missed something or why you're not going to play Season 2 if you're one of the people who take issue with this. Also, I'm going to have other videos going up, obviously, when this stuff drops, so keep your eyes peeled for an Anna video, checking her out. And then also, I'm only going to check out the characters that I main, so I'll have a Lars video and a Victor video about, what I perceive to be the changes for them in this new season. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching, and I'll check you on the next one. Peace.